Lisa Berkey. She is the Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition. Great to have you on with us today. For those who are not familiar with the West Bloomfield Community Coalition, can you fill us in? Exactly what do you offer?
Sure. Thanks for having us today. We are obviously Greater West Bloomfield. That means we cover West Bloomfield, Sylvan Lake, Kego Harbor, and Orchard Lake. We provide programming for our youth. Our mission is to help kids grow to their greatest potential. So any type of programming that can help our youth do that. So we focus on alcohol and drug prevention, internet safety, mental health, anti-bullying, resilience, coping skills. Like I said, anything that can help our youth. And then we also provide programs for the parents so they can help the kids.
We've talked about this before, but now is such a hard time for not only the parents but the kids as well. Are you seeing an increase of substance abuse during this time?
Yes, definitely community wide or, in our area. I'm not saying just kids, but yes, everybody is having a harder time, and there are alcohols used more, and there are more uh, people using substances. So yes, it has increased due to the coronavirus and all the stress that is caused.
And I would think too, kids are home more now than they were previously because they are having to remote learn or they're in a hybrid situation. Any advice to parents about trying to monitor the the medicine that they have in their cabinets as well as the alcohol that maybe is under their cabinet? I know that when I was in high school, not that I was a bad kid,
No.
but we may have maybe not through a party or two, but I know my parents would mark the alcohol labels or the bottles, but we would just fill it up with water.
So you're absolutely right. So it shouldn't just be, excuse me, for now. This should be a practice all the time. When you prepare your house, when you're having a toddler or the baby start walking, you put all the sharp things away, right? Well, when our kids are becoming teenagers, we should prepare our house as well. So we should have our medicines locked up, and we should have our alcohol locked up. So it's very, very important that it always happens. And it's not always just because your kid may be trying it, but they have friends over and they may be looking for it.
And I know that you're such a great asset to our community here in the greater West Bloomfield area, but you rely on the support of the public. Can you fill us in on a little bit about your upcoming auction and how people can get involved?
Yes, definitely. We were supposed to have our fundraiser mid-March, and obviously we didn't. We canceled it. Once we heard that the first case of COVID was in Michigan, we decided that we should cancel our fundraiser. We had high hopes at that point that we could have a live October fundraiser, and then our hopes and dreams went away as we saw that this was still continuing. So we decided to put our fundraiser online. And what we do is we have all the items that you could have bid on that night in a live auction online. It started today and it runs through the 29th. We have many of our local restaurant gift cards. We have baskets of all sorts of goodies. We've got axe throwing gift card. We've got gift cards to um, different retail stores. What else do we have? We have a $250 Visa gift card, so you could spend that on anything. We have jewelry stores. We have a variety of things. And on the auction, there are some items that are buy it now, so you could just buy it right now at the price it is, or go through the bidding process for the full 2 weeks.
How does that work virtually? And is this the first one you're doing virtually? Because I always wonder, do you get as many donations out of this way to present this to the community versus in person?
Good question. It's our first time. So we will find out. The companies that offer these auctions, there's many of them online. So they tell you that you'll be successful and do well and people will donate, but we'll find out for sure. We're hoping that everyone values what we do here in the community and knows that our programming is more necessary now than it ever was. So funding is more needed as well.
Lisa Berkey with us. She's the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast, talking about their current ongoing fundraiser. It is an auction going on now through October 29th. It begins tonight, of course, at 7 o'clock, correct?
Oh, nope. It began 12:01 this morning. So people have already bid. People have already purchased. Some buy it now. So you should go take a look.
And where can people find all the items that they can bid for and get more information on this fundraiser, more information on the coalition as well?
Our website is www.gwbcoalition.org. And if you go to our website, there's a direct link to the auction. And there's all sorts of information on there about who we are, what we do. And there's great resources for parents on alcohol, marijuana, prescription drugs, vaping, anything that they need to find out to help kids keep their youth safe. It's on there.
Lisa, before we let you go, just a couple more minutes. I hope you guys have the best success with your fundraiser because it's so important to have you and other organizations such as what you offer here in our local community. Any last minute advice you could give to either parents or to kids maybe who are witnessing some of their friends abuse some of the substances that you just mentioned, and how they can look for signs, but also when should they reach out for support?
The question is, what should families do? And I think communication, open communication between your parents and their kids is very, very important. You should always be talking, having family dinners. Talking about drug and alcohol prevention shouldn't be a one-time conversation. It should be ongoing as they're getting older. We do provide, even in our elementary schools, 1st through 5th grade, we have a program called Kids in Charge, which talks about drug and alcohol prevention. I mean, talking about how bad cigarettes are, or how bad and dangerous accepting like something from somebody else, saying it's Tylenol, but if you should only accept something from your parents. So communication is from the start is so important. When it comes to teens helping each other, I really do believe that they should keep their eyes open for sure, and they should talk to them. And if they really believe in their gut that there's something going on, then talk to the person's parents. It's more important to keep them safe. You may lose a friendship, but I think it's more important to keep that person alive. I was always told when my kids were younger, and if I saw someone doing something, and if I should tell another parent. And the person said to me, if that person died in a drunk driving accident and you knew they had been drinking a lot, how would you feel? And so I think you always have to think about what happens if it gets to that next step. So it's more important to talk to the parents, even if you have the opportunity that it may lose a friend, but you will keep them alive.
And keeping one another alive is what this is all about. Thank you so much for being with us here on the Oakland County Megacast, and thank you again for all the work that you and your team members do to keep our community safe.
Can I tell you about our event tonight? We have a fun coping skill for family tonight. It's online. It's called Art Therapy, and it has an art therapist on and also a therapist on to talk about more detailed questions. But what we're trying to do is we're partnering with Henry Ford Hospital on these online programs, just finding fun coping skills for the kids and their parents to do together. So tonight is art therapy. And then on October 28th is yoga. And you can find those things on our website. And we also have a free naloxone training We're doing it for Kego Harbor, but anybody is welcome. It's an online program, and that's on Thursday, October 22nd. It's a free training, and afterwards you'll be mailed the actual naloxone medicine so you could help save a life.
And I will say, I've been through that training before, and I have a couple kids that one I keep in my car. It really is just a few minutes of your time, and so important for people to go through that. Thank you again, and we want to remind everyone of the auction going on right now. So go on to your website, gwbcoalition.org. Try to get in on some of those good deals, but also support a great organization helping so many people here in our local community. Lisa, thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
so
We
much.
so appreciate it.
Thank you.